Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, while the territory is processing the ramification of the recent fraudulent health card case, the Virgin Islands Department of Health is taking the issue head-on by revamping their existing policies to increase the level of security and validity of issued health cards in the territory. Richard Dursey files this report.
The Virgin Islands Department of Health is undertaking a major effort to roll out new food handlers cards in light of the new case brought on by the Department of Justice against Lou Herman and Keisha Williams, alleged that the individuals falsified and gave out unauthorized health cards.
I was made aware that there were some fraudulent activities occurring within the health department regarding our food handlers program. And so internally we did an investigation and we found that the suggestions that we had received had merit, and we then turned that information over to the Attorney General's office. There were two individuals who worked for the health department. They both no longer work for the health department, and we're moving forward with charges against them.
Dr. Michelle Davis, the Commissioner of Health, said, "We're taking this time to revamp our system."
But this was an opportunity for the health department to revamp its food handlers program because it's very important. We are concerned with the safety and security of anyone in the Virgin Islands, including our visitors, regarding the safety and healthiness of the food that they eat.
The new cards will include better safeguards against fraud, including the following according to the DOH statement: encryption mechanisms as an additional identifier, retooling some standard operating procedures, ensuring that proper documentation is included, as well as continuing to do routine cross-checks.
We are revamping our program. We're going to have different types of educational and awareness activities for individuals that serve food, for individuals that cook food in the community.
Richard Dorsey, News 2.
Virgin Islands Department of Health's Commissioner Dr. Davis encourages those with health cards to look out for more recall information from Virgin Islands news media sources. Well, here's an update from the VI Water and Power Authority regarding the introduction of LPG at St. Thomas's power plant. Here's more.
The two units are expected to provide approximately 60% of the power demand in the St. Thomas-St. John district through the use of the less expensive and cleaner burning LPG. Next year, the third and largest generating unit on St. Thomas, Unit 23, will undergo both a major overhaul and fuel conversion. Also in 2017, work will be completed on the commissioning of a third unit for St. Croix, Unit 17. The public is advised that during the commissioning process, a series of alarm systems will be tested. These alarms are part of the testing phase and should not be cause for concern. In the event of an actual emergency, the public will be informed through the normal means of notification: VI Alert, Facebook, the WAPA website, and local media outlets.
Turning to crime reports, police say on Tuesday, November 29th, around 9:16 a.m., officers were dispatched by the 911 emergency call center to a discharging of shots in the vicinity of the Buy Smart Mini Mart Benvenidos on Company Street, Christiansted. The emergency call center also informed officers that there was a panic alarm call at that location and that an individual had been possibly shot. Well, when officers arrived at the scene, they encountered a green Chevy sedan leaving the scene at a high rate of speed. The vehicle was traveling to the hospital with the gunshot victim. They were escorted to the Juan Louis Hospital by Special Operations Bureau and bike patrol units. Patrol officers at the scene secured the location, and the forensic unit canvassed the area for evidence. The victim is at the hospital being treated for multiple gunshot wounds and is unable to give a statement at this time. On the same day, within less than 12 hours, at approximately 7:20 p.m., 32-year-old Amari Kalim Gordon was arrested and charged for attempted murder in the first degree and assault first. Gordon's bail was set at $500,000. On November 22nd, Mr. Ethelbert Burt Benjamin Jr. was arrested pursuant to an arrest warrant. Here's more from VIPD.
He was charged with aggravated rape in the first degree, unlawful sexual contact in the first degree, and child abuse. His bail was set at $150,000. On November 23rd, Mr. Benjamin was present at the Superior Court of the Virgin Islands and was advised of his rights by the magistrate. He was placed in house arrest with electronic monitoring. Back on Thursday, September 29, 2016, at approximately 9:15 a.m., Mr. Ethelbert Birch C. Benjamin Jr., age 56 of Christiansted, was arrested for rape first degree after a 20-year-old female made a statement that he raped her.
Also on Monday, November 28th at approximately 9:54 p.m., the emergency call center notified officers of a burglary in progress in the area of Anna's Retreat. The victim stated that he heard a knocking on his door, and while opening the door, two unknown males pointed their firearms towards him and barged into his apartment. The victim then explained that the males forced him to lie down on the floor while they searched and ransacked his apartment. He also indicated that the males removed money from his wallet and backpack. The victim concluded, stating that the males then fled the area. Also on November 28th, around 11:23 p.m., 911 emergency call center reported a possible suicide at a Smith Bay residence. The homicide task force responded and discovered a white male individual hanging in the entrance to his bedroom. Next of kin has not been notified. This case is presently under investigation by the Homicide Task Force Bureau. The VIPD says they appreciate the community support and continues to ask for your calls and tips. Curbing crime. Any persons having information regarding this incident, you are asked to contact the Homicide Task Force at 340-774-2211, 911, Crime Stoppers VI at 1-800-222-TIPS. Raging wildfires have ripped through Tennessee with devastating results. 4 have died and several families still searching for missing loved ones. Firefighters continuing to put out flames and bracing for the possibility of spot fires after a terrifying 24 hours that left at least 250 homes and businesses destroyed and forced more than 14,000 residents and tourists to flee to nearby shelters. At least 3 people have died since the flames spread with little warning. Officials now say the fire is human-caused. Thousands of residents were forced to leave their homes after fires consumed about 15,000 acres in the resort-heavy area of eastern Tennessee. President-elect Donald Trump continues to build his cabinet, announcing 2 top-level positions Wednesday. His choices for Treasury and Commerce Secretary. Elwin Lopez is in Washington with more details.
Donald Trump announcing 2 top-level positions today. His pick for Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. Trump's former campaign finance chairman says his top priority is tax reform.
We're going to have the most significant middle-income tax cut since Reagan.
Mnuchin is a longtime banker working at Goldman Sachs before starting his own hedge fund. But he isn't without controversy. Critics say Mnuchin can't be trusted after profiting from the housing collapse when others were losing their homes. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren reacting to the pick. His selection as Treasury Secretary should send shivers down the spine of every American who got hit hard by the financial crisis. Mnuchin will be joined by Wilbur Ross as Trump's choice for Commerce Secretary. Ross is a billionaire businessman known on Wall Street as the king of bankruptcy, with a history of going after struggling companies. These announcements come as Carrier Corporation and the president-elect have put the brakes on the air conditioning giant's move to Mexico,
companies like Carrier
something Trump frequently railed about on the campaign trail.
We're going to stop it dead in its tracks.
The company tweeting, "We're pleased to have reached a deal with President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Pence to keep close to 1,000 jobs in Indy. More details soon." Carrier previously said it would close 2 plants and lay off 2,100 workers and move operations to Mexico. In Washington, I'm Elwin Lopez.
In other news, Castro's ashes taken to the caravan while in aerial shots of the crowds for the final journey. The remains of Fidel Castro are returning to where his revolution began. Fidel Castro's ashes are about to be taken across the island on a journey that will retrace the path he took after seizing power. But in reverse, the journey will end with Castro's funeral in Santiago de Cuba on Sunday. A host of world leaders are planning to attend, from Spain's former king, Juan Carlos, to Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe. Keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. According to the numbers there, we can see the Dow up 1, NASDAQ and S&P down, NASDAQ down 56, S&P 500 down 5. Coming up on News 2, one of the anticipated cultural holiday party of the season, Crown Bay's Holiday. It's going on. The festival began at 8 a.m. and the party continues until midnight. There's still time. Welcome back. On Monday, 19 new officers, as we reported, took their oaths. During a ceremony at Government House in Christiansted, the new officers will be spread across a number of agencies, 11 to the VIPD, 2 to the VI Port Authority, 2 to Superior Court, 1 to DPNR, 1 to VI Legislature, and 1 to the Office of the Governor, as well as 1 to DLCA and 1 to UVI. Here's more from that ceremony. On Monday, 19 new officers took their oaths during a ceremony at Government House in Christiansted.
As the police commissioner, I say welcome and congratulations for successfully completing 6 months, or should I say approximately 7 months? 8 months now? Approximately 8 months of arduous training.
The new officers will be spread across a number of agencies, with the majority of them joining the VI Police Department.
My administration is committed in modernizing law enforcement in the Virgin Islands. We're training young officers here, and we're training young officers and senior officers abroad. A few of you in this class may end up at the New York City Police Academy for 6 months. Some of you are going to end up in investigative schools. Some of the officers today, the forensic team, I believe, is off island. Members of our bureau, our investigation bureau, is going to be out training. We're going to have homicide investigation training.
Academic awards were also handed out.
Adisha T. Rogers.
Though you probably will never believe or perceive yourselves to be heroes, in your own right you are.
As you graduate today, you should feel a sense of pride, accomplishment, and possibly some relief that the long days at the Police Training Academy has finally ended. But now, the actual journey lies before you.
Well, from the Basin Triangle in Christiansted to Watergut St. Croix, the road was closed. Lieutenant Dino Herbert, Zone Commander of the Anselmo Marshall Command Police Station in Christiansted, said traffic was rerouted from the Basin Triangle in Christiansted to Watergut today from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30. But it will also be that same time on Thursday, December 1st. It will be closed, however, from 8:30 until 12 noon. The road will be closed to allow workers to trim trees and to dig and while uprooting the trees in the area. And speaking about sprucing up for the holidays, the anticipated cultural holiday party of the season, Crown Bay Holiday, that's still going on. The festivities began at 8 a.m. and that party continues until midnight. There is holiday shopping at Crown Bay Center stores, the Christmas tree lighting, steel orchestras and cultural dancers, local food and drinks, gifts from Santa Claus, live music by Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights, Spectrum Band, and Cool Sessions Brass. That's just to name a few.
The event has been wonderful. We've met a lot of people came off the ship, a lot of people liked our work and the work of some of the other people who are here. They're glad to be in St. Thomas, and they like us. and then the young people who are playing the music, wonderful, fantastic.
This event is going fine. This is the third year that we've been doing this on at Crown Bay, and we're looking forward to see the visitors. That's why we do it when we have 2 cruise ships in. The visitors from early, they were enjoying the food, the drinks, the music, and so later now we have Stanley from St. Croix, and we expect to be doing this in the next 2 weeks in St. Croix at the Frederickstead bandstand area. But we want to make sure that we keep it alive, we keep the culture going, and of course, Crown Bay brings in the real Christmas season starts here at Crown Bay. So the food, the drinks, we have the school, the various school choirs, the steel band, and later on we have Spectrum Band, Cool Session. We have a mini carnival is going to take place here, a little tramp from our home port dock coming on here, so it's going to be excellent. It's going to be a blast, so make sure you come down.
And again, you still have time. It goes on until midnight. Now, if you love Christmas classics, UVI's music department, they are holding their annual concert at the Ryco this Friday. You can expect to hear from the concert choir, the jazz ensemble, and steel pan ensemble. Here's more.
And it's the UVI Music Department's Christmas presentation. I say presentation because it's not like concert style. It's a concert with a twist. And it's going to be in the courtyard at the Reichhold Center for the Arts. This is the second time we're doing it with this type of affair, flair, style. And, but we moved around the arrangement a little bit to make it a little better. We also have a concession. So during the performance, you can mingle. We're going to have tables and chairs. You can sit down. Come on down. We're waiting there with open arms. You're going to enjoy this presentation.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Senate President Neville James and members of the 31st Legislature, they're inviting the public to the 2016 Christmas tree lighting festivities scheduled for 6 p.m. Thursday, December 1st at the Capitol Building on St. Thomas. Now, the Capitol Building's front lawn is converted into a holiday wonderland with the lighting of the ornamental reindeer, angels, nutcrackers, and showcase 20-foot Christmas tree. Complimentary servings of soft drinks and traditional favorites like sweetbread, ham, and turkey. Holiday music will fill the air. They say it's a grand opportunity for the public to mingle with members of the 31st Legislature and the senators-elect of the 32nd at 6 p.m. again, Thursday, December 1st at the Capitol Building. Well, more for your holiday list there. We have the Red Kettle campaign that was supposed to kick off today, but it has been postponed for December 6th until that date. Now, it was supposed to kick off today at Government House St. Thomas. Governor Kenneth Mapp will serve as this year's honorary chairman. Public contributions, as you know, to the Virgin Islands Salvation Army kettles during the holiday season enable the local corps to continue their year-round efforts, helping those who would otherwise be forgotten. Currently, the St. Thomas Corps of the Salvation Army provides about 45,000 meals to those most in need in the community. And just a reminder, the West Indian Company Limited, they're hosting 32nd annual Christmas tree lighting from 12 noon to 10 p.m. on Wednesday, December 7th at Havenside Mall on the West Indian Company dock. This year's event features musical entertainment, seasonal treats, cultural traditions, and performances by school choirs and bands. There will be an all-day mini Christmas village. The young and the young at heart can anticipate Santa's 32nd visit to the special event 6 p.m. when he arrives to light the fabulous 20-foot Christmas tree before the always beloved Santa toy giveaway to all good girls and boys. The Ada Vida will be in port until 4 p.m., the Disney Fantasy until 4:15, and the Royal Princess pushes off at 10 p.m. Lots of treats leading up to Santa's arrival in time for the Christmas tree lighting. Again, that's at 6 p.m. Stores remain open late with special offers to accommodate early bird holiday shoppers, and be sure to tune in to NEWS2 for our special presentation of Waiko's Christmas at 6:30 p.m. Speaking of the ships, the MS Collingsab will be sailing to St. Thomas on Thursday. Captain Darren William Boland and the officers will present during a reception commemorating her inaugural call to St. Thomas. MS Collingsab is a Dutch cruise ship operated by Holland America, and it's a division of Carnival Corporation, the class leader of HAL's Pinnacle class ships. She is by far the largest ship ever to be constructed for HAL. She's also the first HAL ship to bear the name Koningsdam, which honors Willem-Alexander, the first king of the Netherlands in over a century. She departed Italy on her maiden voyage on April 8, 2016. Capacity, 2,650 passengers. Kudos to the stewards of the Reef Program, Virgin Islands students in grade 10 to 12. The program is designed to increase local awareness of our coral reefs and related ecosystems. Now, an interest meeting is scheduled in the St. Thomas-St. John district on December 2nd and in the St. Croix district on December 5th. Both meetings will begin at 4 p.m. in the district's curriculum centers. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.
For the U.S. Virgin Islands, a couple of clouds scattered across the sky today, maybe a sprinkle here or there, but not too bad for our Wednesday. As we take a look at the satellite, stay mostly calm. We do have that weak area of low pressure. That's going to be our bigger weather maker over the next couple of days as it slowly begins to shift west. And on the west or on the east side of this area of low pressure, that's where a lot of those showers and thunderstorms are. So as that area of low pressure moves off to the west, that's when we'll be seeing some of those stronger downpours. Our current radar, a lot of activity over towards Puerto Rico as well, but the Virgin Islands just seeing some of those easterly trade wind showers. Should be brief and passing, and that's going to continue through tonight as well. 77 degrees for our low tonight, shower 2 in the forecast, and that's going to continue through our Thursday as well. 85 degrees, not quite seeing that uptick in moisture and showers. That area of low pressure still shifting westward, so still staying with that easterly flow for St. Croix as well. Out on the waters, we do have a small craft advisory in effect for the Atlantic side, and that's because of these stronger easterlies. We've been picking up some stronger winds on the southeast, 10 to 15 knots, waves 4 to 6 and even up to 8 feet at times. Now on the Caribbean side, still seeing a lot of those winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 knots and the same waves, but here we have a small craft using caution. So if you are heading out on the water, be wary of what's going on. Here's a look at your extended outlook. We have a shower 2 through Friday and then also into Saturday. That's where Friday evening we'll begin to see an uptick in moisture as that area of low pressure really begins to shift off to the west, and that's going to stick around through Sunday as well. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you for that. It is time for our News 2 weather picture there by Elise, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, Elise Shang of Ricardo Richards Elementary School, including some fun in the sun. We can see there you're enjoying the outdoors, sunshine and calm waters. Elise, thank you for that. Send us your News 2 weather picture to the address on the screen, and then tune in to see us right here on News 2. That's all for this edition. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sandra Dumansing. Have a wonderful evening.